Welcome back to Lesson 2, Part 2. We are on page 212 of your book, and the first thing we're going to do is open up Illustrator 2/2 and then save it as diamond text. So let's scroll down to our book lessons, Lesson 2, 2/2, and we're going to open up that document in Adobe Illustrator. When your screen opens up where you have a blank white screen, you need to make sure that you go to View and Preview. So here I go, View, Preview. Alright, I'm going to double click on my hand to see my image full screen. You guys are going to love this lesson. It's really fun. So I double clicked on my hand. Now I see my artboard in full screen. Select the yellow square. One of the things about your book guides is it doesn't necessarily tell you how to do everything that you're doing. If it's already told you that, it's going to assume that you're not going to need to know that you know how to click on your selection tool and then select the yellow square just by clicking on it. So select the yellow square and then double click your rotation tool. Double click that rotation tool. You have a little box that's come up on your screen. Type 45 in the angled text and hit OK. Click on your area type tool. Your area type tool is underneath your regular type tool. Click on your area type tool and then click the block of text. Click Select on the menu bar and All. Copy the text. Click your selection tool and then select the yellow square. Click the area type tool if it's not already active. Then click the edge of the yellow square. Paste the copied text into the square. So if you have this text like that, don't worry about it. You're going to paste this copied text. So go to Edit and Paste. Your artwork should resemble this, or also in your book, if you look at page 212 at the very bottom on figure 13, that's what it should look like. Triple click the text in the object with the area type tool to select all of the text in the rotated square. So triple click. Click the Align Center button on the paragraph panel. So is your paragraph panel showing? If it's not, then you need to go to View and Character, or no, I'm sorry, go to Window and then Character, Type. Whoops. If you click on your character panel, your paragraph panel is probably docked in that. I already have mine open, so I'm just going to drag it over. It was on the other screen. And then go to Paragraph. This is your paragraph panel. And we're going to click the Center Align right here. On the character panel, change the font size to 9 points. Remember that you can expand your character panel here, and we're going to go to the font size, which is here, and then you can either go here and put 9 points, or you can just type it in. Set the leading to 11. So hover until you find the leading. This is your leading, and I'm going to highlight it, type 11. I'm sorry, I did not get 11 that time. 11, and then hit Enter. Deselect the text, then compare your work to figure 14. So how do you deselect? You can go to Select, Deselect, or you can click on your selection tool and click on the white area, which I'm going to go ahead and grab my selection tool. Click the selection tool, then click the diamond-shaped text box. Both the text and the object that contains the text are selected. Copy the text object. Edit. Whoops. Copy. Let's try it again. Edit. Copy. Both the text and the objects are copied. Click Window on the menu bar, then click the Berry Symposium project that you already saved. Now, because I saved mine yesterday, my Berry Symposium is not going to show at the bottom. It's only going to show the projects that you've had open today. So now I need to go back over to my H drive and figure out where I saved it, and then open that up. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and then navigate over to my H drive. So I'll click on this PC and my H drive, scroll down, and here's my Berry Symposium. So I'll go ahead and get that open. Double click on that hand tool so you can see your image full screen. But let's go to we'll go to View and then Preview. There we go. This is the Berry Symposium. Number 8 on page 213 says paste the text object into the Berry Symposium document. So I'm going to go to Edit, Paste, and there's your text. Show Guides, View, Guides, Show Guides. Then align the center point of the text object with the intersection of the guides. And it looks like mine's pretty centered already. If yours is not centered, just grab that selection tool and you can move it around and get it centered just right in the middle of your document. Go to Object on the menu bar, point to Lock, and then Selection. Lock, Selection. Close the diamond text document without saving the changes. So here's your you can go back over and click on your diamond text. You can close it out. It asks if you want to save it, and then hit no. We don't need to save it. We're back to this document. Now we need to make sure we save our Berry Symposium just the way it is. Turning the page. Skipping all the way over, we've got some basic reading on page 214 and 215, but nothing to do on our computers, so we're going to turn to page 216. It says click the ellipse tool. Press Alt press Alt, then click the center of the artboard. So we're going to grab our ellipse tool, and it's underneath our rectangle tool if your rectangle tool is showing, and press and hold Alt. Click the center of your artboard. Enter 2.9 for width. And height. And hit OK. Click the Type on a Path tool. Click the Align Left button on the control panel. Well, I just found a mistake in your book. Your book tells you to click the Align Left button on the control panel, but actually I think what it means is to go to your paragraph panel and then find the Align Left, which is here, and click that. Then click the edge of the circle at approximately 10 o'clock. So if you look at a clock, you can see that 10 o'clock would be right here. So we're going to go ahead and click that. Type 3 rivers in lowercase. Click your selection tool to select the text by its baseline. Verify the font is Times New Roman and then change it to 47 points. So I need to change this to Times New Roman. You can type it in or you can scroll through. And then it wants your font size to be 47. I'm just going to highlight this and type 47 and hit enter. And then compare your figure to figure 17 on page 216. All right, we're down on number 1 at the bottom of page 216. It says click View on the menu bar, point to Guides, and then click Hide Guides. View and Guides, and we'll get rid of those blue lines, Hide Guides. Using your selection tool, drag the center bracket until the text is centered at the top of your circle. Let me explain this. This is your center bracket. Okay, that was one of your definitions on your vocabulary. You can also see an example of this in your book. You have a beginning bracket, so if I hover, watch what happens to my mouse. Do you see that little line with the arrow that points to the right? That means that's the beginning bracket. The line with the rectangle that goes through it or the square that goes through it is showing me that that is the beginning bracket. If I look to the left of that bracket, there's another bracket. And this bracket right here represents the ending bracket. I can actually move it over a little bit so you can see better. That's your beginning, that's your ending. This is the beginning of your type that's on the path. This is the ending of the type that's on the path. And this is the center, the exact center of your type that's on a path. So what it wants you to do is drag the center bracket until the text is centered at the top of the circle. Mine is pretty well centered, but if you need to center yours, you're just going to move this around. I'm holding my mouse button. Whoops, messed it all up. Sometimes you got to be careful. It gets a little out of control. And then center that text. Okay? Click Edit on the menu bar and then copy. Click Edit on the menu bar again and paste in front. So we have a new type right here. Drag the center bracket of the copied text clockwise to move the copied text to the position shown in figure 18. So it's going to be upside down. So grab that center bracket. You've got to be really careful about not crossing over your type that's on a path. If it gets like that, we'll just move it back. Just be real careful and let go. Sometimes you got to play with it a little bit. Okay, so now what we need to do, number 5, this is what confuses people the most, is you're going to drag the center bracket of the copied text towards the center of the circle to flip the text across the path. So, my ending bracket and beginning bracket are really close, but if I look here, I can find that center bracket. There's the center bracket. I'm clicking and holding my mouse and going inside the line and then recentering it. And letting go. So now we're going to have this text move below that by changing our baseline shift. Click the baseline shift text box in the character panel. So first you need to find your baseline shift. Here it is. And we're going to type -21 and hit enter. Bam. Alright, click your type tool. So we need a regular type tool. Select 3 rivers at the bottom of the circle and type symposium. So if you kind of hover until you know you're in contact with those letters, you're going to, oops, I made a new text box. So I'm going to go to Edit, Undo Type. And then I'm going to hover until I can come in contact and select those words. And now I'm going to type symposium. All right. Track and kern the word symposium as you think necessary. So what's going on right here is we have a lot of space between our letters. So your book is telling you to play with a track and kern. So hover until you